Hi, I hope you're well. Today is Saturday, the 23rd of September. Don't mind my Beyonce wind machine. It's actually so hot and I just need to have the fan on to be able to do this. I've got my puffy, I don't know what it is, the thing on my microphone, the windshield, that will stop hopefully a lot of that noise, but if there is fan noise, that's what it is. So I am just having one of those days where I am not into myself. Those days where you just feel like you look like shit, you feel like shit. I have had an amazing can't even speak. I've had an amazing day though. I went to the beach this morning with two of my friends, Nikki and Maddie. We left at 6 a.m. and I was saying in yesterday's video that I was actually going to wake up at 5 this morning to do this video. I did wake up at 5. It was too dark. So I woke up early for nothing basically. I was hoping that it would be light enough to film this video because I don't want to do it in the shittiest lighting. But it didn't actually get light until maybe 5:30, but then I wouldn't have had enough time to fill it before I left. Film it. Just cannot speak this afternoon. Also been feeling really just unwell and blah, off. And I've been feeling that way all day. It feels like nausea, but I have a full appetite, so I feel like it's not really feeling nauseous. And I told Steve about it when I got home from the beach, and he was saying that he's had it too for the last few days, and he thinks he's fighting off the flu because he's a paramedic, and he said he has had a few patients in the last few days that have had the flu or are suspected of having influenza A. So, and that's like a flu, not like a cold, like the flu. So I hope it's just me fighting that off. I don't know. I just really am not in the mood to be filming this, to be honest, but like hell I was going to miss a day. And I was also in my head a bit this morning about this, while I was at the beach, because I was just thinking just feel like yesterday's one was so crappy. I don't know, I don't know if you've watched it, but I just feel like I didn't really say anything, and I wasn't really, I don't know, I just feel like I didn't add anything to the world with that video. Normally I have a bit of doubt around it, but I'm at least I was talking about stuff. I feel like I just didn't end up saying anything, even though I was talking for 20 minutes. Anyway, this is the whole reason I'm doing daily filming, so that, sorry, this fan is just blowing my hair everywhere, so that it just forces me to have to not do it only when I'm in the mood to do it. I know some of them will be better to watch than others. That's everything creative. Some of it's better than others. And I know that by doing this every day, I'm going to be improving so much. And I'm just really interested to see how I go. I'm still feeling fairly motivated. And not today at all. But in general, I'm still excited about the idea. With any idea though, there's always that time where you've put in a lot of hard work and you're not feeling motivated, but you don't see any result. And so I know there'll be a point where I'm not feeling motivated, and it won't feel like anyone's watching, even though I know you guys are, and you have been leaving me lovely comments and sending me emails. But it still will just, I know that the time will come, the dip will come where I'm not motivated and don't have results, and that's what I want to practice getting through, because that comes with absolutely any project, and this one will be no different. I have no doubt, and you get to see me go through it. Hopefully you'll be watching it. So yeah, but now I feel a little bit better. It's funny when you feel sick and then you keep telling yourself you feel really sick and you act sick, you walk slow and just do things. I feel like that makes it worse. But when I'm just trying to tell myself I feel very normal, and filming this is something I do when I normally feel normal, and so now I actually feel a bit better. So yeah, I was going to talk about the coaching session I had with Kit, but I think I'm going to leave that till tomorrow again, just because maybe I'll talk about it now. I think I had something that I was like, I should talk about that. I'm gonna grow my hair out as well, I've decided. I'm so, like, today, I'm just not into how I look at all. I don't know if it was just going to the beach and I feel so pale and look so unwell, and I still haven't been eating amazingly healthy, so I physically don't feel amazing, and I feel like everyone there was just tanned. Nikki and Maddie are tanned, and I was like, I just feel like a blob, and I just feel like my face looks, I don't know. You know those days? I'm having one of those days today. So which is why I did my makeup before filming. I just wanted to try and do it properly, though I don't feel like I did a good job at all. Am I? No. Not into it at all. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going. So maybe I will actually talk about that money stuff, just because I don't want to keep putting it off. So to quickly recap, though I do recommend watching previous videos relating to this first, and I will link below. I've been doing Brooke Castillo's online self-coaching program called Self-Coaching Scholars, which basically just teaches you how to coach yourself through life, which is what I'm extremely interested in. And also, like, part of it is to be able to coach others. You need to coach yourself and be able to control your own mind. Obviously, to a certain degree, we can't ever control every single thought, but we can get a lot of control over it and master our minds and all of that. So that's why I enrolled in that. And I started doing her money, it's just called Money, but her money, like, video series that's like lessons about money mindset, and is so good. So this is why I'm trying to recap this quickly, though I feel like it's so quick. So the other day I was saying that when I was doing these exercises, I realized that I feel a lot of shame around how I have handled money in the past, particularly when in the last, about mainly just 2016, went on a big holiday, overspent, ended up with $4,000 on my credit card, came back, paid a bit of it back off, and then once it didn't feel like an emergency anymore to not have any money, I just didn't pay it fully off and just kept not having savings and all of that. So I had my coaching session with Kit on Thursday, and this is why I pay for a coach because Kit can present to me so many ideas and thoughts that I would never think of even having. So, like, and this is why I think coaching is so valuable, because you can really be up in your own head and feel like certain things are real and are true, when really almost every single thing is our interpretation and the story we tell ourselves, and really the only facts are things that, like, could be agreed upon in a court of law, which is not very much. So yeah, the facts that, like, don't have any emotion in them. You know, if you were saying, like, in court, like, you wouldn't say, oh, this person said this really angrily to someone and was really intending. The fact is these words were spoken. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm getting off track and that's not relevant at all, but this is exactly why I pay for a coach, because I went to Kit, I took the notebook. Where is it? I'll show you. I'm actually feeling quite a bit better now. I'm just chatting, even though I still am in my head like I'm just saying boring things. This is why it's 365 days of personal growth, because I've got a lot of growing to do, but I have grown a lot. But this is the process. This is really hard to do. I have this notebook, and this isn't interesting to show you. I've written a lot in this notebook from doing that. So I took it with me to coaching. A lot of it is stuff that, well, now I am sharing this kind of stuff through this video, but normally it's stuff I wouldn't want to talk about just because I feel embarrassed. So yeah, I took that, and when I wrote all of my notes about, like, my past money beliefs, my present and my future and all of that kind of stuff, I never intended for anyone to read it. So it really is, and I wanted to be honest with myself, so it really is what I honestly was thinking at the time that I wrote it. And I went to Kit with this and was like, if you want to have a read, you can. He'd read just a little bit of it, but it's like, this is what I've been working on. This is my interpretation of my experiences, etc. So I was explaining to him that I was feeling a lot of shame around the way that I handled money. And he just like opened my eyes to like that is, in my mind, I've sort of created it that the only way I can feel about that situation is to feel ashamed. And that from that, I have labeled myself, this is a summary and probably not an amazing one, but I have labeled myself or told myself that I am someone, like, use that experience as evidence that I'm hopeless with money and that I'm going to lose money and all of that scarcity stuff, but that I'm hopeless with money. And prior to that, I always had this belief about myself that I was good with money, I was responsible with money, I was capable of saving a lot of money, all of that. And then I had that experience and I made it mean that I was hopeless with money. And then ever since then, I have been acting from this place of me feeling like I'm hopeless with money and trying to counteract that and cover that up to myself. And like compensate for it, and I'm scared of making a lot of money because I'm scared of losing it because I have this belief that I'm hopeless with money. So I do have a scarcity mindset, but it also comes from me, like the scarcity is that I think I'm hopeless with money and that if I get a lot of money I'll lose it, and that if I get a lot of money I need to keep it for myself, that I shouldn't get a lot of money so I don't have anything to lose. And all of that kind of thing, which obviously, as you can tell from what I've just explained, will hold me back in business if I don't sort that out. And there's still, like, I'm sure we'll talk about it again next week, and I'm still like processing it. And yeah, but he was like, you just need to redefine that experience for yourself. He said it in a much better way, but was like, you know, you're making that mean that you're hopeless with money, but you can relate to that experience as a learning experience, and that that's not evidence that you are no longer can ever be good with money, and that like you're somehow broken. That makes sense. And like he was like, lots of people make poor money decisions. It doesn't make you hopeless with money. It's a learning experience. And even just from after him saying that, I can feel myself relating to it differently. And just like, I never had that thought that it was an option not to feel ashamed of that. Like, I was thinking, I feel ashamed about that experience, and now I need to figure out going forward what mindset I need, instead of thinking like that I need to like complete that experience and redefine it as something else so that I can move forward. Like, I never had that thought. I just thought that's the way that was. I'm really embarrassed about it, and now I'm going to do something different, instead of being like, wait, that wasn't actually something to be embarrassed about. Why am I feeling, I don't need to feel ashamed of that. It doesn't define me as a person, or as a person like around like how I'm always going to be around money. And it was just like, I feel like during that coaching session, which wasn't comfortable because like coaching is like a mirror, and when like the job of a coach really is just to sort of reflect back to you what you're thinking so you can actually see it. And that can be really confronting, and I felt very uncomfortable but very willing to hear it, because I could have not told him any of this stuff that I've been working on in my spare time. But I really, like, this is why I hire a coach, and I just really wanted to be able to move on. So yeah, it was so good. And after, like, for the couple of hours after that, I was just thinking about everything, and then even feeling like for being called out, or like just seeing how I was really acting. Like, it's just confront, and I was just like, could feel myself almost in denial. But now that more time's passed, it's a couple of days, I just feel like I'm just starting to relate to that experience differently. And he was like, all you need to do is decide that you're not that person. You're not the person you've told yourself you are. Yeah, it's just been so interesting. And this is the kind of stuff that I do want to work on throughout this 365 days, and obviously after that as well. And I just find that, like, it's so valuable to do this kind of stuff. And I could be putting a lot of time into my business, but if I have this mindset, and I'm sure I have a mindset that is holding me back in other areas too, but sort of like focusing, instead of trying to fix it all at once, which, I don't mean fix, I mean like change it so it's actually serving me instead of holding me back. It's overwhelming to try and like overhaul yourself as a person, and if you've ever tried to do it and tried to just will yourself to change your mindset, it's very challenging to do. But having a coach to help me work through it, and having these videos to help me talk through it, even like talking about it now as I'm saying things, I'm like, oh, I hadn't even realized I thought that, which is so interesting. Doing Brooke's course, reading a lot now, and I just feel like focusing on a few little things at once, creating habits that are going to help me grow as a person. And yeah, I just feel like this is what it's all about. And I've still got a long way to go with money mindset stuff. Like, me having the realization that that's what I've done most likely isn't enough. I feel like there's still probably a little bit of work and thoughts I need to clean up around that. But yeah. Anyway, it's Steve's dad's 60th tonight, so I am going to go and help. I've also been really wanting to blog this afternoon, but it's my day off. Got home at 2, watched an episode of Shooter with Steve, was feeling a bit sick, so I was like, I don't want to film just yet because I feel really sick. Anyway, feeling better now. I think the fan's really helping too, and I was like, I really just want to get everything set up, like get my blog post and all of that set up for tomorrow, that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but I'm not going to let myself do that. It's my rest day, and I need to respect that decision that I made earlier this week, that today was going to be a full day of rest and not back out of it just because I feel like it. So I think I'm going to I'll talk about this in another one, but I really as part of my the money course that I was doing with Brooks, she was saying, like, talking about going through your closet and basically only ending up with things that you would, or my interpretation is that if I were in a shop today and looking at that, what would I buy today? And her recommendation is to then sell the clothes instead of donate them, only because that then gives you like more of a sense of that, like, making it a hassle to get rid of clothes isn't to encourage me to keep clothes I don't wear, but to really understand that, like, if I'm going to buy something next time, I'm going to have to sell it. It's going to be a hassle. Do I really want this? And also just kind of getting more of an experience of, like, you know, I bought this for $100, now it's $20, like, and just starting to, I don't know, I'll explain that in a different one because I feel like I don't know how to explain that yet, but I really just want to have a closet with everything I love, and that isn't about buying new things, but when I tend to shop, I buy things that I could probably only wear a few times, like occasion, or not even that, just stuff that I don't 100% love and won't wear that often, instead of wearing basics that I find that I know I will love and I know I will wear to death. So really this afternoon, I think I'm going to have a little bit of time before I have to help with the party stuff. I'm going to have a little look on ASOS and the Iconic. I'm not going to buy anything, and like that, I'm definitely not going to buy anything. But I am just going to have a look and see like what kind of things that I might like, and I don't know, I just feel like having a browse, but with the intention of only ever buying something if I love it and can think of a lot of occasions where I can wear it. I'm just really sick of looking in my cupboard, even though it's not that bad. I'll show you what it looks like. It looks quite pretty at the moment, actually. All my clothes. I don't have that many clothes, actually. Oops. But I still look in it and see a lot of things that I really want to like. Like, I'll show you a good example. This top from Zara. I do like it, but the material curls up. It's not a good fit. I fiddle with it every time I wear it, but I don't want to let it go because I spent money on it, and that's not a good reason to keep it. So, like, I didn't let it go last time I was going through my closet because I was like, oh no, I'll wear it. It's not that annoying, but I wouldn't buy it again today. Anyway, I'm going to do a whole video about all of that and whatever. So anyway, I'm going to leave now. Gonna leave. What am I leaving? A video. Yes, I am going to go, but I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.